Hello, teacher friends. It's me. I'm back with another 5-star video. Today we're going to be looking at club meetings and specifically all the different ways your students can check in. I know we do have a past video in which you're able to see how to create QRs. We're going to touch on that again this time, and they are so useful. But I want to talk about some other options for club sign-ins and for the first time ever, give you a view of what it looks like from the student's perspective when they check in the various ways that they can check in. So let's jump right into it. You can see I'm already logged on here to 5-star, and I'm going to go right from here to the calendar where our events are set up. I can see that so many of you have already started dropping your club events here on the calendar, and you've done a beautiful job. I know a number of people have created check-in schedules. I am going to show you, I've created a drama club series of events, and I'm going to show you how to create those check-in schedules in various ways. So jumping right into it. I am going to touch on the QR codes. It is not the first one that I'm going to address. I'm here checking in students. There are all kinds of ways that you can do it. The first one being check-in, and this is very simply you sitting at your computer typing in students' ID numbers. It's straightforward, it's simple, but it takes a lot of your time and might not be a very effective way for you to sign in. If you watched the last video I created, I talked about kiosk mode, which is fantastic because you can set a laptop or a Chromebook up in the back of the room. This one, a Chromebook would work because it's not going to likely time out in the time that it takes for students to log in. If it's not a huge club, you could definitely use kiosk mode. You click on kiosk, it takes you here. The students will type in their ID number themselves to check in and to check out. Gorgeous and easy. But if you have a really large club, this is probably not going to work exceptionally well for you. Odds are it's going to create a backlog at your computer system. And now I can't get out. Give me 1 second. With movie magic, I will manage to get out of this and be back in just a second. I am back, and you didn't even miss me. What a kerfuffle. The only problem with kiosk mode, besides it being maybe a little congested when you have a lot of students working at it and trying to log in all at the same time, all on the same device, is the fact that I still haven't figured out, as I mentioned before, the unlock code, and so I don't know how to get out of it other than to log out and log back in. I'm working on it. I'll get back to you soon with that. But if neither of those work, the next best option is to create check-in schedules. You can create them as a whole group if you have a recurring event, or you can create them one at a time. If you're going to add repeating schedules, which is what is really covered in that other video that I was addressing that's already up on my YouTube channel, you're going to come here to add your repeating schedules. And the other video goes into it. I will happily link it here in the bottom of the comments on this one. What I want to talk about instead, though, are the two different ways you can build those schedules. The repeating schedule, single schedule, it doesn't matter. But either way, you can build one that is a code. This is what I am currently using with my club events. I find it to be the easiest, and I have to manage it the least. The fewest things can go wrong with this, whether that is a repeating schedule or not. I find this best for single club events because you can create a different code each time you meet. Recurring club events, it'd be a little harder. You'd have the exact same code. So technically, if kids knew the code, they could log in whether or not they were in the room. But for a single event, these allow you to manage your members in ways that you can't always do with a QR code. Or if you happen to be a field-based activity where you're an outside club, my dance team, my soccer and volleyball, all of those clubs, it can be hard to remember to grab the QR when you leave the classroom. So the nice thing about this is as long as the kids have their phone and they know what number they're looking for, it's very, very easy for them to sign in. So you would create a check-in code. Very simply, you could type in 123. That could be your check-in code. Each time you create a code, you would want it to be a different one. You will, as mentioned in the previous video, I would suggest you set your check-in time for about 10 to 20 minutes before your existing club meeting. So if your club starts at 3:30, I would set it to 3:20 because they can't start checking in until the time hits that you set. update, and that'll be it. From the student's perspective, what this looks like, if I can show you, is they will start on, hold on, give it a second. They will open up their app, start on the home page. From there, at the bottom, they will select check in. And here, they're going to find code. They're going to type in the code, 123, validate, sign into the event. And very easily to check out, all they're going to do is select the event on the check-in screen and check out of the event the same way. It's really easy for them. It's super simple, and it's super simple for you in that you don't have to hold a piece of paper. I'm very, very fond of this. I think it's an effective and new way. I wasn't using it last year, and this year I find it so much more useful. If you're going to do a QR code, and either you've created the repeating schedule or you're creating a single QR, it's the same thing. You're going to make sure you set the time for them to check in and update it. Make sure it's active. Oop, I've just set one. It's beautiful. And when you go back to the event page, you'll be able to print this QR and they will be able to just access it to sign on. They're going to do the exact same thing that they do to access the code. They're going to open up to the home page. They're going to go to check-ins down at the bottom. And from check-ins, they will scan the QR. Oh, this is my tester scanning it. They'll check in, and to exit, they will also have to scan the QR. So there is a scan in and a scan out, as opposed to the code where you are able to select and sign out directly without punching in the code a second time. Both are fairly simple. Both are easy and useful for our students. And here's the thing. Any way you do this works. Whether you sign them in by hand, whether you use kiosk mode, whether you create the check-in schedules for either the code or QR codes, both work fine. I think all have their merits. The goal, though, is to know which students are participating in our activities, where they are on campus, and at what times are they leaving our school. So all of these things are super important and useful to helping us manage our students. And I hope this video gives you some clarity in what it looks like for them, as well as the plethora of options available to you for creating your various events. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comment or send me a message, or if you're on my staff, of course, you can just stop by. But I really hope this helps you get your clubs up and running this year. I know Club Rush just happened last week, and it's time. It's time. We're ready to get them going. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you need anything. Good luck.